Welcome to the Bougie Multipreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Hillary Hushauer Jones. Tune into my show where we discuss how to attract more money so you can spend more money. Welcome back to the Bougie Multipreneur. I'm your host, Hillary. Today, we're going to talk about the concept of a sales ladder. We talked a little bit about this last episode when I was talking about adding extras to your business for increasing your revenue and upsell. And I kept mentioning a sales ladder. And I thought to myself, let's really talk about this. Because what if you've never thought about it like a ladder, like an each step-by-step rung of a ladder, and like how you go up the ladder to get the long-lasting relationship with that client. So we're going to talk about why every business, no matter how big or small it is always looking about how to bring in new clients, or if you're a doctor, new patients in most efficiently, right? It's a great way to like break this up and to see all the different step-by-step. So as I'm talking in your mind, think about a ladder and each step that you're going to take up the ladder. It's not a big ladder, so don't worry. But a sales ladder is just a way to increase like awareness to the business, to that client or patient, right? And eventually, long-term, we want them to be like a best patient or client, a loyal customer, or even maybe like a brand advocate for your business, depending on what type of business you have. A lot of my examples are always about chiropractors because I have 2 chiropractic offices. I also do business coaching. I have an event center and I have a lot of rental properties. So I have my business spread out, but I always go back to my love of chiropractic and my offices. So each ladder will build like trust step by step and offer them value step by step, and encourages that person to make the final action in the final step, which is right, purchasing what you have that you're selling, or if you're a chiropractor, signing up to be a new patient, that type of thing. So a step by step. The first step is always the easiest. It's the lightest, right? It's little commitment. But as you move up, the trust between you and that person grows. And also we want their investment with your business to grow, right? Meaning they buy more from you or they sign up for things. So we're going to talk about the first step, which is the easy, like it's the little step that you're stepping onto, the entry level step, if you will. Think about it as just awareness, where your first client just hears about your business. And a lot of that for us, right, is social media. This is why we do social media all the time, why we put those posts, those ads, even events or word of mouth. So as a chiropractor, we always get a lot of referrals from our existing patients, right? But you can't just rely on just those referral mouth, kind of word of mouth new patients. You need more. We want to get our business out there more. And with my chiropractic offices, we host events. Like our biggest and most fun one, in my opinion, is called Ghouls Night Out. A little fun for the girls' night out, but it's always in October, obviously. And it is more of like a fun event. Like I'm not doing like spine screenings at them, and I'm not talking about chiropractic and how it's going to change their life. I do one-on-one talk with people. I go around and mingle. It's fun. People come in from the community that are not current patients of mine. They come in, they meet me, they meet other vendors that I've brought in, and they just have fun. A lot of my existing patients will bring a friend and they're like, Dr. Hillary, I really want you to meet so-and-so. I've been coming to you for a year and I keep telling her she needs to come see you. Like it's so easy to get these people in up to the next step of the ladder. So the goal with the first step is just catching their attention, sparking interest. Maybe they sign up and they click like on your post, but it's not too sales heavy. Just knowing that you're there, because they're probably going to need to see you, like 20 sometimes before they make the sale or something ridiculous like that. Excuse me. The step 2 on the ladder will be more about engagement, or now they're having more interest. And you might have a few steps of just the awareness. It really depends on your business. I find that I have a lot of step 1s, a lot of entry level steps, if you will, until I get to the next step, which is engagement, or they're more interested. So you're bringing them in a little bit deeper. They've been following you on social media for a while. They're on your email list. Maybe they've come to your events that you've hosted, or they've seen you at other events. And maybe now you're giving them some free content. So think about like an ebook, right? Or a guide, or they're signing up for a free webinar that you're offering, or some kind of tip. Maybe they're watching you on YouTube now, some content. Now they're learning more about you and your business, your chiropractic office, whatever it is. You want to engage them to learn more about you and your business and what you offer. So I'm not trying to snag them right then and there as a new patient and sign up today only. You only have 10 minutes to sign up to be a new patient. It's just to engage them, get them to learn more about me and the office or whatever business it is. And then the third step is more of a conversion or a first transaction, if you will. And again, sometimes I feel like I have a lot of step 1 and 2, a lot of entry levels, a lot of interest over time, and then a conversion to a first transaction. They're taking a step to see what you have and what you're offering. And this is when you start with a first offer, something maybe low risk or lower cost, just a little taste, if you will. So a discounted on a service, a free consultation, an introductory offer, something that might be like for a chiropractor, a discounted initial exam for new patients at your chiropractic office. And if you don't like to give discounted things like that, maybe it's the free consultation, or it's a low cost webinar that you're offering about, let's say, posture, because everyone wants to hear about posture. Everyone's on everyone's top of mind with that. So get them to commit to something on a small purchase level with you. And maybe it's an event, like I was telling you with our Ghouls Night Out. We have a lot of events throughout the year, but we charge for some of these events because I want a commitment that they're going to come to it. And I might consider this like a first transaction or a conversion on this step of the ladder, to be honest. The fourth step is more of like an upsell or the main offer. So they've made this small commitment, maybe more than once, and now you're going to offer more. Like you've done the free consultation over the phone or in person, and now you really want them in as a new patient because you feel like that's going to be the best thing for them. You are the best thing and you are what they need. So now you are giving them the offer to become a new patient. So this would be like the core offer, if you will. So after they've already done the consultation, you could do a discounted exam. You can do a regular exam. If it's a different type of business, feel free to tweak this. I'm just going off of my example here. But offering the package, the sessions, and any like additional things. So for chiropractors listening, this is where you do their initial exam, you give the report of findings, you lay out their care plan with all their services that they need. So we want to continue to move them up the ladder to more higher value purchases over time. That, of course, is what they need. We don't overprescribe things that they don't need. But that's the core offers where they've gotten to know you over the first 3 steps. And the step 4 is where the sell of the core offer is. And then step 5, I would call that more like the repeat business or like the loyalty. So this is where they keep coming back, right? They're not just a one and done customer. They keep coming back, and now these people love you and they advocate for your business. So perhaps these are your VIP people. These are your ambassadors, if you will. These are the ones that you've really made a connection with. And this is why I feel like this sales ladder is so important, because sometimes I've noticed in my 18 years, when I skip a lot of steps, it doesn't necessarily lead me to the best and ideal client. If I'm skipping steps 2 and 3 and just going to step 4, sometimes they're not the best like patient for me. Maybe we weren't a good fit. Maybe it was personality, maybe it was an office, but I've noticed that patients that I've gone through the whole sales process with, from the minimal investment all the way up to the final sale, those are the ones that become at the top of the ladder with me, the step 5, the loyalty ones. So at this point, you might have loyalty like programs or punch cards. Remember back in the day when you actually had a card and they punched it? Any like personalized services, things just for them. And in our last podcast, I talked about like upselling or like value add-ons. These are things that you are like doing to help them, whether it's something that is going to give them more benefit for their health, their time, whatever it is your business is. And go back and listen to it if you didn't, but I had some good ideas in there. But these people refer to you too. So we want to turn them into like long-term clients who return, they refer others, and they continue to invest in your business because they like you. They've made it all this way through. And this is when I'm envisioning like a process of a new client. I really like to take my time on the sales ladder and go step by step. And as I was saying, sometimes it's 2 steps of step 1, 2 steps of step 2, then step 3 is the first transaction. Maybe there's a couple minimal transactions like that. And then once they reach the 4th step, if you will, the core offer step, that's when I know that it's the right fit for what they need. I need it's just a great fit right there. And then the step after that, the loyalty, the repeat business over and over again. So when we're thinking of a sales letter, if you haven't thought about this before, you've never heard this analogy, for me, it's very visual and I like visual. So this is why I use it. But it does build trust with the client. You know, it's not a big investment all up front, and you're just increasing your offer and your value as their trust with you grows. So you grow together up the ladder. It helps you make sure that you like nurture each client at each stage, making sure people don't fall through the cracks. So it's efficient to go up the ladder like this versus jumping from step 1 to step 5, missing the in-betweens. But you can acquire new patients and clients this way that are more sustainable and avoid the hard sell. The things I hear from my coaching clients all the time are that I don't like to sell. And I get it because you don't want to be like a sleazy salesman. I know they say car salesman, but whatever the analogy is for a bad salesman. But, you know, the more that you can educate people, it's less salesy. You're more of an educator. And as chiropractors, unfortunately, we sell health and we have to educate all the time on health. So it's a real step-by-step approach to moving a prospect all the way to a loyal customer. We're building trust this way, and it makes it just a smooth relationship. So if you haven't mapped out your sales ladder yet, think through the steps, start small, gradually introduce more and more offers as you move up the ladder. And if you need help, make sure you reach out to me. This is what I do all the time with my clients. Happy to help out. Keep listening to the Bougie Multipreneur. I love that you're here. Thank you so much. I hope that large sums of money drop effortlessly into your lap today. If you see some pennies on the street, pick them up, shout out your money magnet. Keep listening and have a great day. Click subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, and let's make some money.